Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, yesterday, November 12th, was a banger day in independent wrestling. We had NWA Hard Times, we had Game Changer Wrestling, NGI 7. We also had Revolver Smoke 'em if you got 'em, Revolver Wrestling. We also had Black Label Pro with 2 shows. We have a Game Changer show, Wisconsin Death Trip, today at 5 o'clock. So yeah, lots of independent wrestling here. As you watch my the shows, you know that I watch a lot of independent wrestling. And come January, I do plan on doing the showcase of the independents. Each day in January, I will showcase a different independent wrestling company. We'll have 31 all together. Basically, the best matches of 2022, and kind of what the champions and all that kind of stuff. Kind of get you all familiar with these companies going into 2023. Personally, look at independent wrestling right now in 2022. Kind of like back in the 70s and 80s, we had all the territories. We had wrestlers going from this territory to this territory, etc. We have that with independent wrestling today. You have certain companies that are mainstays in certain cities. Revolver is kind of in the Northeast. You have Warrior Wrestling in Chicago. You have Black Label Pro, I think it's in the Northeast if I remember correctly. Glory Pro, which is in St. Louis. West Coast Pro Wrestling, which is on the West Coast. Prestige and Defiant in the Seattle area. So you have just wrestlers that go territory to territory. On this card, there's quite a bit of AEW. It's got quite a bit of Impact Wrestling. We have the AEW World Heavyweight Champion appearing on the show. We have the owner of this company, Wrestling Revolver, is one and only Sammy Callahan from Impact Wrestling. So we're going to run down this card. Some really good matches. A couple matches that could have been little tweaks could have made it a little bit better, at least for me. We're going to run it down here. First match, we had Crist versus Speedball Mike Bailey. If you've seen Mike Bailey, you know what he is about striking. He's a top-notch striker. His kicks are second to none. He does that version of a 450. He does a flip off the top rope, lands on his knees on people. Crist is just a brawler. He'll go out there and fight you. He'll do some aerial stuff. I thought this match was really good. These guys seemed like they had pretty decent chemistry. You had Crist actually doing more striking than normal, and you had Mike Bailey do more high flying and flipping over the ropes more than normal. So it was kind of a transition of styles for both these guys. Mike Bailey ended up getting the victory there, Speedball. I give it 3.5. It was really good. Nice little start. One of those matches like, hey, cool, this is a nice, cool starting match. Next up, we had Jessicka from Impact Wrestling and Allie Katch from Game Changer Wrestling. Allie Katch is heel here in Wrestling Revolver. It's kind of different for her. Jessicka, she kind of is the same character from Impact she is here in Revolver. This is a pretty good women's match. Allie Katch getting the victory. I ended up giving it 2 3/4 star. Next up, we had Damien Chambers come out. He's a Revolver alum, original, whatever you want to call it. I've seen him at a couple other small promotions, not too many. He come out, cut the promo how good he is. He's the best there is. He'll challenge anyone. He'll wrestle anyone. His opponent's not there. Arn Anderson comes out. Yep, Arn Anderson of AEW, or WCW fame. And says, if I was a few years younger, I'd take you on. My son will do it, blah, blah, blah. Brock Anderson comes out. Him and Brock Anderson had an impromptu matchup. Brock Anderson does the spine buster, kind of like Arn, but not quite as good as Arn. It was a good match. It was okay. It was short. Brock Anderson getting the victory. I ended up giving it 2 3/4 star. This is one of those, if you want to watch this card, it's $4.99 on Fight, part of Fight Plus. Also on Fight Plus, you get the whole Game Changer lineup. You get the 2 Black Label Pro shows. You get the 2 Game Changer shows from this weekend. You get Wrestling Revolver. You get all that just from this weekend. What is that? 2, 4, 5, 6 shows for $4.99 a month. You can literally sign up for it for a month, $5. Watch all this content as much as you can for that month. Cancel it. And come back in 2 months and do the same thing over again. Because I've done that. So, yeah, definitely worth it. Next up, we had a triple threat match. One of my favorite wrestlers right now in the Indies, Bandido, yes, part of AEW, versus Zachary Wentz versus Ace Austin. Ace Austin, part of Bullet Club. But yeah, Bandido, he's just so damn good, if you ask me. Zachary Wentz, part of the Rascals in Impact Wrestling for a cup of coffee. He was in WWE. Great triple threat match. All three of these guys went out there and put on a good show. Actually, kind of surprising Zachary Wentz did get the victory. But if you've watched enough Revolver, you know Zachary Wentz is kind of a mainstay. Him and Ace Austin. Bandido is not. So Bandido, I think, was kind of thrown into this match just kind of make the match a little higher profile because he does wrestle for AAA and AEW, and just going to get that more name in there, and his work rate as well. Zachary Wentz ended up getting the victory on a pinfall on Ace Austin. I give it 3.5 star. Next up, we had some big old boys just having a hoss fight with doors. I mean, seriously, doors out there, they're busting doors over each other, putting people through doors. We had Steve Maclin of Impact Wrestling, Mance Warner of Game Changer, one called Manders, actually one half of second gear crew with Mance Warner from Game Changer. We had Crash Jaxon. I've seen him, and see where have I seen him before besides. God, I can't. A couple small independent companies. I have to actually search my records and see. But yeah, basically, Hoss fighting. Mance Warner's the smallest guy here, and he's not a small guy at all. One called Manders. To me, he's a modern day Bradshaw. What Bradshaw was when he was with Farouk, that's kind of a little thicker than what Bradshaw was, but yeah, kind of the same kind of country boy. This was a match, boys. I'm telling you. If you want to see door fight, see 4 Hosses going at it, this is your match for you. Steve Maclin actually got the victory here. I give it 3.5. There's a lot of 3.5 star matches on here. For me, when I'm watching a pro wrestling match, as soon as the bell rings, it's 0. And then it works up from there, or, up and back and down from there. 0 to 5. It's kind of where I rate matches. I don't go negative. To me, there's no, it's kind of a crapping on the people if you negative star it. I know there's people out there that do that, but no, it's not me. I do 0 to 5. 5 is that just that, 20 minute, 25 minute, just go, spot, amazingness, where you can't take your eyes off of it. Yeah, those are the 5-star matches. But yeah, so this match, great fight. Kind of a little GCW vibe there. A couple, second gear crew guys using doors and stuff. Maclin getting the victory. 3.5 star match. Next up, we had Rich Swann, Brian Pillman Jr., first time ever. Impact versus AEW here. Rich Swann, former Rev Pro champion. Rich Swann getting the victory there on Brian Pillman Jr. Again, I give it 3.5. Next up, we had a tag team match. We had Infrared, Logan James, and Tyler Maddox. Typically more in Revolver versus Team Ambition, Mike Outlaw and Warhorse. Team Ambition is out of St. Louis, out of Glory Pro. It's ran by Davey Richards. Davey was over doing a NWA show last night, and his proteges was over here doing a Wrestling Revolver show. Good match. Infrared is a really young tag team. I've seen a lot of them in the Independents, Revolver, and some other companies. I think they're talented as hell. I think they're good guys. They ended up getting the victory here over Team Ambition. I give it 3.5. Our sub-main match was Swerve Strickland versus Myron Reed. Yeah, this match was damn good. We all know how good Swerve is anyway. Myron Reed is that, if you don't know who he is, he's the flippy guy that a lot of people don't like that I actually love. Lucha Libre style. Jumping off top rope, jumping over the ropes. Swerve Strickland doesn't do a lot of that. He kind of just does his thing. Match I thought it was super good. It's one of the matches, like, if somebody wants to go watch a match from this card, this one in the main event, I would recommend going and watching. Swerve Strickland got the victory. I give it 3.75 star. Then we had Mox come out, John Moxley, the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Kind of promo, talking about how great it is to be Wrestling Revolver, how in 2023 Revolver is going to be the greatest thing ever, how this going on and on about that kind of stuff, which is cool. I'm all for it. I love the fact that Mox is able to do that he wants to do that. He wants to, him and Sam Callahan are friends. So it's like he wants to go help put Callahan's company over and have that name, like, oh my God, Joe Moxley was there, which is cool. When I watch it, I look at this card. I knew I was probably going to watch this show anyway, but I look at it and go, okay, Mike Bailey's on it. Okay, cool. Bandido's on it. Yeah, definitely. Ace Austin. Okay, Myron, Strickland. The main event is Trey, Miguel, Alex, Shelley. I'm watching this card no matter what because of those guys. But yeah, having Mox come out, that's kind of cool. Getting the promo and stuff. And then Damien Chambers came out, was kind of mocking him in the crowd. And then Callahan comes out and throws Chambers in the ring, and Moxley DDTs him. And time for your main event. Alright, for the PWR Remix title, which is one of the titles in Revolver Wrestling, we had a 30-minute Iron Man. There's been I don't say a blood feud, but kind of a feud going on with Trey Miguel, champion, versus Alex Shelley. They pinged this title back a couple times, if I remember correctly. I watched so much, it's like I actually got to write stuff down. I have a spreadsheet that has all my matches on it, so that way I know when I go to do these big videos I want to do, I know what's going on with star rates and stuff. I got notebooks and everything, 2 notebooks and everything. But let's see, champions here. Alright, so their remix title is kind of like the Intercontinental title of WWE, kind of. It's that, I don't say mid-card title, but it's kind of a mid-card title. They have their world title, world champion, which is JT Dunn right now, and their tag champions, which I didn't realize, is Revolver Tag Champions is the Kingdom OGK, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. Who knew that one? I didn't. That's kind of cool. I probably did, but I've seen their shows. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Trey Miguel. Okay, so there's only been 2 remix champions, Ace Austin and Trey Miguel. I thought Shelley had held it before. I guess they've had so many matches throughout the Indies, you kind of lose track of who does what where. Alright. Yeah, this match was, like I said, 30-minute Iron Man match. 20 minutes into it, or 21 minutes into it, it was 2-1 falls, Shelley leading. The last 9 minutes of this, had 9 falls in 9 minutes. It was 2-1 with 21 minutes into the match. It ended after 30 minutes, tied at 6. This thing was overbooked. It was a good match, don't get me wrong, but it had some balls in the middle of it. Give me a 2 out of 3 falls and just let it go time-wise. The fact they put 30 minutes on it, it's like a 30-minute match can be entertaining. This match was good, yeah, don't get me wrong, I give it a 4-star. So it was a good match. It's just having that many falls right at the end, it's like, oh my god, really? And we have to end it tied. We can't do an Iron Man match where somebody wins. We have to go tied after whatever the time is, 30 minutes. And then have a sudden death. That's how we have to do these now. I mean, just do 2 out of 3 falls. Let the falls happen organically. Don't put a time stipulation on it and let it go. There's a 2 out of 3 fall match. Okada versus Omega. 2 out of 3 falls, 63 minutes. That thing drug ass. But don't do that. I mean, plan 30 minutes, but don't say 30 minutes. And let it just organically happen. When it was tied at 6 after 30 minutes, they had a sudden death. Alex Shelley ended up getting the pinfall at the sudden death to become PWR Remix champion, the third ever champion, the third ever person to hold this championship. So overall, good show, entertaining. Could have done a little bit of a few less finishes at the end of the main event. Other than that, I mean, most of the matches were 3.5 star, all kind of right there, really good. Sub-main was 3 3/4, 4 star of the main event. So if you have Fight Plus, are you interested in checking the GCW stuff out? This one will be right there as well. Wrestling Revolver, or Revolver, smoking them if you got them. Fight TV Plus. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.